Moving back to the East Coast, we got the Pacers and Bucks. And is this the series of the first round? Is this the series of the first round? Dame Lillard had that big game one. I believe he had 36 in the first game, just going crazy in the first half, shooting bombs away from 3 points. And it was just like the Pacers didn't even show up game one. And it was like, all right, the Pacers dismantled this team in the regular season. I believe 5-1 against them in the regular season or whatever it was because of the in-season tournament and all that, and flat out embarrassed the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, with Adrian Griffin, with Doc Rivers. And you just thought the Pacers, hey, they're going to have upper hand in this series and be able to just push the pace and get the Milwaukee Bucks out of here, especially with Giannis being hurt. So looking at it from that standpoint and seeing what game one was, it was like, okay, Milwaukee winning game one, 109-94, but it was just felt like it was never close at any point in time. Game two comes around, and Pascal Siakam's 37 just punches Milwaukee in the mouth. And Pascal Siakam, who was a guy who was kind of left out for dead in Toronto, and people wondering what was going to happen with him, he goes to Indiana, and they're trying to figure out how that's going to work. And he fits right in, especially just being able to score and be able to rebound and provide that defense, some type of defense for this team. But ultimately, his scoring, being a guy that can go get close to 40 points a night with this team, and Aaron Naismith stepping up in game three as well. Game three was awesome. Chris Middleton hitting clutch shot after clutch shot, and that's it. And that to force overtime, and then in overtime to hit another three. He is just when healthy, he's one of the most clutch players in the NBA. He did it to Boston a couple of years ago. But those clutch shots he's able to hit. And it always just seems like he's cool, calm, and collected when he hits those shots. I never see him excited. I never see him jump for joy, whatever the case may be. But if they're going to get this Chris Middleton Milwaukee that can score 40-plus a game, 30-plus a game next to Damian Lillard, and then Giannis comes back and be healthy, Milwaukee can again be a dangerous team. And I think that's something that they've been waiting for, Middleton's health to get back to normal. And it seemed like they know that they needed him. He knew that they needed him this game, and he stepped up right big time, knocking down shots. I believe he had 42 in this game. And in game three, and just looking at it from that standpoint, Tyrese Halliburton hitting the game winner with 6 seconds to go, coming down the court, hitting a floater, getting fouled by Patrick Beverley, making it tough on the Milwaukee Bucks. But looking at this series, especially with Tyrese Halliburton, I was concerned a little bit because I don't think Tyrese Halliburton has been 100% since that injury that he occurred right before All-Star break when they were trying to make a push for him to be an All-Star. Of course, the game was in Indianapolis this year. Looking at it from that standpoint, I'm like, this guy just hasn't looked right. And I feel like tonight was really one of the first times I felt like in a long time that he's looked right. Like he looked like, even though he didn't shoot the ball well, he was able to create that pace for his team. I believe he had 16 assists on the night. But overall, I thought they got top to bottom good production. Obi Toppin knocked down a couple of threes for them, which is a revelation. He's not usually known as a shooter, but he was able to knock down some threes. Aaron Naismith is playing big time this series. Miles Turner is playing great this series, and you're just wondering if this was enough pressure to try to bring Giannis back for the Milwaukee Bucks and see what he can do from that standpoint. And looking at it from that standpoint, if Giannis is able to come back and be healthy, that's a different element now that Indiana is going to have to deal with, right? Because defensively, you're going to have to try to figure out, obviously, you're going to try to put Pascal on him and try to figure out how to slow him down, but that's going to take the energy of Pascal a little bit. But seeing if the two-man front of Pascal and Miles Turner can slow down Giannis if he comes back, it's going to be interesting. And seeing if Giannis, they're obviously going to test his mobility and see what he can do defensively on the offensive end and stuff like attacking him defensively and see if he's able to move on that leg. Definitely going to be interesting to see if they can do that. But this is probably one of the better series so far in terms of just impactful play. Yeah, definitely just a high-level series with Damian Lillard getting back to form, it looks like, and seeing if he can consistently lead this Bucks team without Giannis until Giannis comes back. Him and Middleton, at least he knows he has Middleton next to him willing to step up and try to provide some help while this Milwaukee Bucks team is still trying to find its way, especially after the Adrian Griffin firing. the Doc Rivers hiring and that roller coaster towards the end of the season, and then Giannis getting hurt. Seeing that production from Chris Middleton should give Milwaukee at least a little bit more optimism, especially next to Damian Lillard. And if they can somehow figure out a way to win Game 4 without Giannis, I think they're in a better position to win the series and have a chance to win the series, especially if Giannis is coming back. So it's going to be interesting. This series has been exciting. Indiana has been a revelation in the playoffs, playing fast, especially after that first game, which was an abomination. But overall, really enjoying this play right now from these two teams. Seeing Milwaukee trying to figure out, seeing Chris Middleton step up is encouraging. Seeing Indiana, a young team, with especially led by Tyrese Halliburton, getting all these guys these shots, the pace of play, the confidence that they build, especially at home in Indiana, a small market city. Awesome series.